Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, you guys, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Traffic Report, coming to you live on RadioLeverage.com. RadioLeverage.com, pretty cool, huh? Leverage is built into the comp plan. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But before I get there, again, welcome. Coming to you live on RadioLeverage.com. This is the internet radio home of the Traffic Authority. The other day, Doug Wellens asked me, why are you throwing in that word, the? Because it is true. He says, you're calling it the Traffic Authority. He said, is that because of college football is in full swing? The Ohio State University? I was like, yeah, I'll admit, I copped that one. RadioLeverage.com, the internet home of the Traffic Authority, the one and only Traffic Authority. You know, we like to say that the Traffic Authority is the world leader. It is the world leader in internet education, lead list monetization. The world leader in internet education is for real, man. I'm going to talk in a moment about something that Sabrina said. I saw Sabrina posted on Facebook something that was very, very interesting and curious. I want to share that with you guys in a moment. And I also want to let you know that the world has recognized that we are the number one. You know, MLMRankings.com has just published their latest version, their latest rankings, and we are the Traffic Authority, number one in the world as far as trending internet home-based business opportunities, period, end of story. You can check it out for yourself. We are number one. Let the world know. Are you letting the world know that we are number one? So this morning we're going to cover a couple things, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff I saw on Facebook. I'm also going to talk about doing the thing. And where does the leverage really come from? Okay, where does the leverage come from? And what does Eric Worre say about, you know, doing the thing? Okay, and then I'm going to cover some of the stuff that's coming up today and some of the things that are coming up for the rest of the week. It's going to be pretty cool. And then we're going to hear from you guys. Okay, here's the drill. Every single morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I come here. Every single day. I'm here today, was here yesterday, was here the day before that. As a matter of fact, you can go all the way back. I think it was Monday, February 2nd. Remember the Super Bowl? I think the Super Bowl was played on February 1st. I think they had the Waste Management Open golf tournament where Tiger Woods actually played here in Arizona. And I think it was February 2nd. We had the Super Bowl here on February 1st. And then I think it was February 2nd was a Monday. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I've been here every single day here to serve and protect, like the Chicago Police Department, here every single day since February 2nd, a Monday. We never miss. Never been late. Even yesterday I was here on time and I started blabbing into a microphone that was muted. Thank you very much, Diamond Dave and Kara, for hitting me up and letting me know that I was speaking into nothingness. But we're always here, man, okay? And the point is that we always will be here to be transparent, to share with you what's going on, to talk about the community, and most importantly, to open up the doors, okay? This morning, every single one of you will have an opportunity to ask a question, share your enthusiasm, whatever it is. And if you're brand spanking new, you know, it's really, really kind of cool when you come out and be first and make your first contribution here. So in a minute, I'm going to invite you to press 1 on the keypad of your phone. Before I get there, we will give you some rules. But let me get into some other things here this morning that really, really are kind of resonating with me. So I was thinking again about my brothers and sisters who are part of the baby boomer generation. That baby boomer generation is amazing. And the reason is because the baby boomers just refuse to quit. They refuse to get old. And this is a huge marketing opportunity for every single one of us, whether we're a Gen X, a Gen Y, a millennial, a baby boomer. Okay, there's something here for you. And we have people who were pre-baby. I don't know what they were called before they were the baby boomers. What was it, the generation from the Great Depression or something? But every single one of us here has a couple things in common. If you're a millennial or if you're a Gen X or a Gen Y or you're coming up, you have to know something that was revealed to me. It was actually really, really cool. And you baby boomers, you know, the other day I was sitting here watching some sports game. That's where I commit. I'll commit. I stay away from TV unless, of course, there's a game. It's been a very tough couple of weeks because we have the World Series, the NBA started, basketball. Then we have the college Saturdays, college football. Sunday is football. And my true passion, ice hockey, the NHL. I'm like, whew, a lot going on here, man. A lot going on. But on one of these sports things, I see a commercial pops up, right? And the commercial is for AARP. That's the American Association of Retired Persons. And when you get to be 50, you get that. It's kind of like, I was actually, way back in the day, there was still a draft going on. I remember family members and, getting the letter from the government and you're drafted into the Army. You get that dreaded letter in the mail, right? Did you ever get a letter from the IRS? You get that piece of mail, and then all of a sudden you find yourself enjoying life. You turn 50, you go to the mailbox, and there's a dreaded piece of mail, and it's the American Association of Retired People, the AARP, congratulating you on living for 50 years, welcoming you to their community. It's gut-wrenching. We live in a young person's world, right? But so anyway, I saw this thing on TV from the AARP, and it was like, it dawned on me that, the baby boomers are like really, really young. They really are, and they refuse to quit. And I saw this AARP commercial, and there was like, these senior citizens, people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s that were riding bicycles, playing tennis, climbing mountains, going together on cruises, like partying their asses off. I'm like, whoa, I guess the AARP is not necessarily for old people anymore, right? And I'm thinking about the real opportunity with this group of people who are coming into this workplace, right? They're looking to do something different. What are we going to do? And the traffic authority really is the solution. If we all band together, right? All of us working together in concert towards the target. We've got a real solution here. And so I was doing my Facebooking this morning, and I came across some videos. I'm going to talk about a couple of them right now. One of them was from Ken Mars. This was a short video, a minute or two long. Ken Mars, thank you for doing this, Ken. Ken Mars, there he is sitting in a boat. The boat is on the dock, right? And there it is. Here's a guy sitting in a boat. He's not sitting in a rocking chair. He's sitting in a boat. And he goes on to say that, hey, I'm Ken, and I'm 71 years old, and I think he said his wife was 69 years old. I believe that's what it was. And he started talking about Plan B. He's like, I'm a 71-year-old dude. I'm paraphrasing here. Give me some creative license here. He says, I'm a 71-year-old dude. I'm sitting in a boat. I figure his lovely wife of 69 years young is videotaping him. And he starts saying, man, I got to get a Plan B. He's like, I can't live on Social Security. There's no money in that. There's no money. You can't live on Social Security is what Ken is saying into the video. And he says, so I've looked at my alternatives. I've been looking at some stuff. So my alternative strategy is traffic authority. Why? Why would someone like Ken Mars, who represents that baby boomer generation, why would he say something like that? Well, I'm thinking it's because you can do this. Anyone can do this if you just every single day apply yourself. Now, it may take a little bit of time. It may take you a month or 2 or 3 or 6 or 12 until you start seeing some consistent, I'm talking consistent residual income. We're revealing a new webinar this coming Thursday. Okay, Thursday night there's a new webinar with a new guy. I'm going to talk about him in a moment. But this guy talks about what it's like to wake up in the morning on the first of the month and know he's going to be making $4,000 this month. Period, end of story. He knows he's going to make it. And he goes on to talk about how he does make it. I'm letting a little out here. I'm going to talk in a moment about this webinar coming up on Thursday. But back to Ken Mars, right? So there's Ken Mars saying, you know what? We cannot make it on Social Security. He is speaking, I think, on behalf of millions, tens of millions of people who are sitting in their homes right now, sitting in a coffee shop right now, sitting, greeting people at Walmart right now going, there has to be a solution for me. There has to be a better way. And that is the Traffic Authority. Plan B, says Ken Mars. Go look him up on Facebook, okay? Plan B. Thank you very much for that, Ken Mars. I want you guys to think about what is it that we do and how do we reach. Well, let me share with you a little bit more, okay? If you want to have a growing, thriving, expanding Traffic Authority business, it's going to require some very, very simple things, but they're not easy because there is some discipline required. But what you have to do is what we call here in Traffic Authority the thing. You have to do the thing. And if you will do the thing, then your group, when people start enrolling and engaging with you, they will also do, quote unquote, the thing. And that's when magic happens. That's when the growth happens. Now, here's the thing. Here was my morning, okay? Because I was thinking, you know what, man? We got to walk the walk here, okay? We just can't talk. We got to walk. We got to do the thing. So I got up this morning. I've been up for 3 hours and 11 minutes, actually. My feet were on the floor at 6 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time Zone. I was actually up at 5, but I lay there in meditation. But that's another. But I got up at 6, and I do the thing. I do go through a couple things, right? I wash my face, of course, get some coffee going, of course. But then I sit down in front of my computer and I send an email. I send an email to everybody on the entire list. As a matter of fact, I even did some private email this morning for Holly. But I sent an email to the entire list, and it took some thought, and I had to put some hyperlinks in there. So I sent an email to the thousands and thousands of people received an email from the Traffic Authority this morning, and then I created another email that is going to be going out later today to all of you guys, everybody on the list. Then I posted on Facebook maybe 3 or 4 posts, right? I posted the daily marketing plan on Facebook, and then I posted. I think I posted an invite for tonight's webinar on Facebook. Then I went on Facebook and I posted a reminder for today's radio show, and that was just in the VIP. That was just the Traffic Authority VIP group. There also is a Traffic Authority page. I went and I posted on the page. I sent a text message or 2 this morning to people who I'm following up with. I'm doing the thing, and that's the thing. That's all you have to do to have results here, with one caveat, one more thing, and that's traffic. You have to have leads, you have to have people, you have to have traffic. And this is a great, great thing about Traffic Authority, is that it's a totally done-for-you turnkey business, right? You can come here, baby boomers, anybody, okay? Maybe you're trying to play off your college debt. Maybe you're 20-something, and you realize, uh-oh, this ain't going to be as easy as I thought. You have to have people, right? You have to have people on your list. And the Traffic Authority is a totally turnkey, done-for-you business opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, it is. All you have to do is say yes. For $20, you're a reseller. For $47, you are a reseller, and you've got a set of tools, traffic optimizers, split rotators, all this kind of stuff that you'll learn how to use. For an additional $97, it's $144 all in, you have the Traffic Academy. There is one more premium piece. We'll talk about that. But let me just quickly here talk about Traffic Academy. I saw somebody on Facebook saying, is it worth it? Is the Academy worth it? Is it really worth it? Well, this morning I was visiting Facebook, and I came across the video of Sabrina Beckham. Couple things, Sabrina. Love the video. Love your hair. Love your hair. I'm digging you, man. But the other thing I noticed is that you and I have something else in common, and it is our choice in tools. I saw that you picked up a butter knife. I think it was a butter knife to open up your box that came from FedEx and then open up your headphones. I also use a butter knife for almost everything. That's a whole other story. That comes from the South Side, okay? I talked about this before. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I'm a Polish kid, My father, he believed in using kitchen implements as tools. Man, that butter knife, you can screw in a screw. You can open up a box. If you have the right flatware, the back end even will serve as a hammer. But I'm getting all over the map here. But Sabrina, what she actually talked about, I saw one of her posts. She said, you know what, I went to school. I went into the email marketing boot camp, and I studied the boot camp, and I've made a couple of adjustments. I'm paraphrasing here. But she says, I made a couple of adjustments, and look at my open rates. And her open rates were nearly 50%, which means if she sends 10 emails, half of the people open and read. Now she's got a shot. And so that's where that upgrade to the Traffic Academy really will make a difference. Now next week, I'm going to go on the record here. Next week we are introducing another Traffic Academy, and I'm you know the TV show, like, what is it, Wheel of Fortune? I feel like spinning the Wheel of Fortune. It should be like, should we introduce the Instagram Power Girl, or what about the LinkedIn guy? What about the LinkedIn guy who just finally finished his book, and he's going to make it available for free on how do you actually master LinkedIn? Or how about the Facebook? I'm like, well, maybe not, because as a premium, when you upgrade to premium, you have access to Vincent Ortega's stuff. I'll save that premium discussion for another day. But a couple other things, okay? So I did the thing, all right? I did the thing this morning. I woke up. I posted on Facebook 3 times. I sent an email to everybody in the entire Traffic Authority universe. I posted, as a matter of fact, and then I posted on Facebook 3 times, and I had to do some editing, make some adjustments, so everybody clearly understands what has to happen. I'm doing the thing, aren't I? I'm doing the thing here. We got a big corporate team here, but I get to be the guy. I get to be the mouth, right? So I got to do the thing. Now, what does Eric Worre say? Eric Worre, love Eric Worre. Go Pro is Eric Worre. He's one of the greatest multi-level marketing, direct selling, network marketing, MLM guy. He is an internationally renowned trainer. I think Eric Worre recently did a webinar, and I think on the webinar he had Tony Robbins with him, and I think he has one coming up with Sir Richard Branson. I mean, this guy is like, he's it. He's the guy. And what does he say? He says, you know what? It doesn't really make any difference what you can do. It doesn't make any difference. What you can do really has no impact for real on growing and surviving in this competitive marketplace and growing a downline in a business. He says it doesn't matter what you can do. It matters whether or not your people can do it, whether the team can do it. That's what really matters. This is so simple. It's kind of scary. It is simple. And it really is as simple as doing the thing, as staying focused. Hey, I posted the daily marketing plan there today. And the reason I posted it is because I was going through it. And I said on Facebook, pick one thing. Pick one thing there. Pick one thing there today and give it all of your attention, all of your focus, all of your energy. Just do the thing. You can do that. You can also send an email to your group. If you got 2 persons, you got a group. If you would like to have more people to communicate with, buy some traffic. And you know that the traffic is almost 50% in commission. You know that if you buy a gold package today, you're going to get 1,000 clicks. And we know that in those 1,000 clicks, there's probably 250, maybe 300 people that will be a human being that is going to opt into your list. That's been the average over the last, since I've been here, February. So if you're sitting here going, well, I don't have a list, say, well, you know what? Why don't you go buy some traffic? That's why we have it there. That's the best bet. That's your best bet at building a list, because we guarantee that these are human beings. This is not a robot. These are human beings that are going to see your stuff. And here's the other part, right? You know that when you purchase a gold, for example, we'll use gold because it's easy to understand a number. It's $1,000, and 500 is going to be paid in commission. 500 goes right out the door in commission. So when you buy that traffic package, your sponsor is either going to get $250 or they're going to get $400 of that $500, because the first 6 sales that you make across the board, it's a commission split of 50-50, and then after that you get a raise, and the sponsor gets and that means you. Okay, so now you're building your group. You want your group to buy traffic? You want to see some momentum? You want to see some money come in? Be first. You be first. Go out there and buy some traffic and share with your group exactly what's going on. And before you know it, your group is buying traffic. And when your group buys traffic, you are going to get either 50% or you're going to get 80% of the commission. Man, only give it some time. Give it some time, because anyone can do that. Anybody can do what you are being taught here. For real, man. All right, now there's a couple other things we're going to get to before we open up the lines. I see a bunch of you guys are already in the queue, so we're going to open up the lines this morning. If you're listening online right now, if you are listening to the live stream at radioleverage.com, thank you for listening. And if it is right now 11:21 in the morning on the East Coast, 8:21 out here in California area, and it is the 3rd of November, then you're listening live. And I invite you right now, if you'd like to make a comment or ask a question, get in the queue. There's already about 20 people in the queue. So you want to pick up your telephone and you want to dial 914-338-0631, and you will have a turn. And if you're listening right now to a replay, to a rebroadcast, because this is available 24/7, right? That's why we chose Blog Talk Radio, because Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, everyone has access, right? You can call in from Skype, wherever you are in the world, and it's no charge because we have a Skype account here. And so, but if you're listening to the replay, thank you for taking the time to listen. But see what you can do about getting here live, because there's something about live, right? I never even owned a TiVo. I can't even watch a sports event even if I don't know who won. The fact that it already happened, I can't really. It's not work for me, man. That's for real. Now, there's a caveat there. The only exclusion is webinars. Okay, because our webinars are going to be running. We're going to make these things evergreen. Now, let me talk a little bit about what's going to happen on Thursday. Thursday night, we are featuring a brand new, never been seen webinar. Different feel, different flavor, different context, different approach, different guy. We're going to be featuring Devon Brown. Now, if you go back to the beginning, if you've been with us for a while, you know who Devon Brown is. He's done a couple of webinars with us. He was there in pre-launch. And I'm pretty sure, let me look at the list, see where he came in. He's one of the top earners. He is one of the number one earners in our program. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a little bit. And I think I'm going to ask one of you guys to tell me, okay, when I open up here in a moment. I want you guys to, if you can do some multitasking here, send some emails, do some Facebook postings, and tell me, where did Devon Brown come in the top 10? Because Devon Brown is one of the top 10 income earners in history. He's Renegade. If you ever see Renegade on the leaderboard, that's Devon Brown. Renegade, right? And tomorrow night, Thursday night in the webinar, you're going to be learning some things from Devon Brown. He has it's different than what you see with Vincent Ortega Jr. He has a different style, but the guy's crushing it, okay? And what he's going to be talking about, and it's going to be talking about how he went from losing over $40,000 and trying to make money in his home business, filing for bankruptcy at the tender age of 23, and then he goes on to make thousands of dollars each and every day, like over and over and over again with the traffic authority. Okay, and here's what's going on, right? I'm going to be sending to you guys a red alert, okay? A red alert. I'm going to send you a red alert. And here's the red alert. The red alert is going to come in. It's going to say, okay, begin inviting for Thursday. And here's why. Because right now the team behind the scenes is changing the invitation. So when you invite somebody using your topsecretmeeting.net/username invite, it's going to be a different scene. They're going to see a different capture page. The highlights, the bullets are going to be specific for what Devon Brown is going to be teaching us on Thursday night. There's even a new welcome piece. So when somebody registers for the webinar, they get a video welcoming them and showing them some video testimonials. It's very, very cool. Reminding the person who registers that they should go ahead and they should put this page in their favorites and they should bookmark this. And this is coming this morning. The team is working behind the scenes. So stand by for a red alert. When you hear from me, okay, I'll put it on Facebook. I'll send you guys an email with an invitation. Got a brand new invitation for Thursday's webinar, okay, featuring Devon Brown. Stand by for that, okay, because we're going to have that coming up for you a little bit later today. And that's going to be cool, right? There's something for you to do, another thing. Do the thing. Invite some people with your link. I'm telling you, man. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before we open it up is tonight's webinar. Have you registered for tonight's webinar? And you know what, man? The webinars are resellers. It's resellers, right? It's for people who already have said yes, and we have some advanced tools. We're going to be introducing some new concepts. We're going to rattle your cage tonight, okay? We're going to rattle your cage. Adam Whiting, he's got the goods, right? You guys know who Adam is, Chief Marketing Officer. Adam has got some stuff he's been working on. It's going to rock your world. And I would suggest, hey, man, if you've got people who are serious, they're in process, okay? Meaning they've already seen perhaps a couple things. Maybe they're on your list for sure. They know enough about the traffic authority. They've come through some sales funnels. You've sent them a text message. They're kind of in the loop. Invite them. Invite them to tonight's webinar. It's resellers, yes, but everyone's invited. Because every single time a webinar, a radio show, every single time someone presses one on the keypad of the telephone, and I bring individuals out, there's something new. There's something there. There's a nugget. There is gold in them there press ones, and there's gold in these here webinars. So there's a link. There's a reminder on the Facebook page. I know it's there because I put it there, and I had to make some edits. I was doing the thing this morning, right? So you can go right now, or you can just quickly put into your browser trafficweblive.net, and that will take you, and you can register for tonight's webinar. All right, and Sabrina, one more thing. You do look gussied up to me in my mind, and I know whoever you're hanging with is going to say the same thing to you. Beautiful, gussied up, big hair, killer story. Let's get to it. There's a fly in my space here that's really kind of irritating me this morning. All right, again, here's the drill. I'm going to press 1 on the keypad of the telephone. You're going to press 1, and I'm going to announce the last 4 digits of your telephone number. And then you're going to come out and you're going to tell me your first name, city, state, or country you're calling in from, and then let her rip. Okay, just let us have it. Talk about what's going on, how do you feel, what's happening. If you do have a question, I'm going to ask you to, make sure that you've watched the videos, gone over the frequently asked questions, and have you sent in a support ticket. Support tickets sometimes are being handled in 60 minutes. Yesterday, there was a guy who posted on Facebook. He was all excited and he was nervous, and he's one of these guys just so demanding, like a type A guy, no patience. So I said, all right, I'll take care of this, sir. And I sent it into my guy. I got a hot connection in the support area, right? And he said, hey, man, this guy just sent in his first support ticket 20 minutes ago, and his second support ticket came in 18 minutes ago. He's like, and the guy's already handled. I got it handled for him, but it was like it was another pilot error issue. All right, enough of that. So here's the deal. I say the last 4 digits of your phone number. You come out. Keep it brief if you can, or not. You can let us have it. And if you do have a technical question, please send in your technical questions to support. And if you have to, I'll take the question. Let's get it started. 5232, you're first. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. This is Holly calling from Los Angeles, California. How are you?
I'm very excited today, Holly, and very busy. I'm wound up. How are you today?
I am well, thank you. And guess what? You totally beat me to it. You acknowledged the fact that you already addressed one of my issues, which was, guess what? I am finally receiving your emails. Yay! I'm elated.
Well, you're receiving them because I'm adding
you.
them. I'm individually emailing you from my own personal email account. That's why.
Correct. I saw that. Thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Now do the thing, okay?
I sure will. I'll do the thing. No worries. And the second thing was I received an email from James Kang in support. Mm-hmm. And what was interesting about that was that he addressed my issue, but not directly. It was basically a response to a pre-existing issue. And so basically I have until the 6th for the funds to be debited from this new card.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess maybe they tried to do it yesterday or whatever. And so he was like, you have to go in and set everything up again. But the website is actually still up because I got a couple of text messages saying that if it's, basically your website will be, quote, unquote, taken down.
Mm.
So I sent him a response basically saying that Greg Chambers gave me until the 6th. So maybe that per one of our early morning conference calls. So maybe that will make a difference. So I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for taking care of that issue for me as far as the email, and I'm hoping that James will respond to my reply to his response.
And it's in the medical community, I think they call that a pre-existing condition that you have there, Holly.
Yes.
And I know that this guy down there is going to do a good job for you. I promise you that James will get it handled for you. If not, I'll talk to you tomorrow morning on the radio show, and we'll jump into it for you, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you.
There it is. Thank you. You're welcome, Holly. I appreciate you. 6765, you're next up. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. I'm doing the thing.
Hey, thank you very much. Do the thing and get the result, right?
It's Gary here in Duluth.
I know that, Gary. How are you today, man? What's going on?
I'm doing awesome. Listen, Devon came in 7th, and he got him an Apple iPad Air, and I want to thank all of you guys because I won an Apple iPad too, and I'm just so excited. And I didn't even know I had won, and then Reese Sutton hit me up yesterday and said, "Hey, congratulations!" I'm like, "Congratulations for what?"
See?
I didn't even know I had won, and it was just awesome. But listen, doing the thing. I want to thank you again yesterday because you put out a tip out there yesterday on how to do just doing your mobile and texting people in your contact list. And I hadn't even thought of that, to be honest with you. Again, learning something new, right? And so I put that into action yesterday and already getting responses back. So, man, I'm telling you, every time we turn around, we're learning something new. So it's just awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys rock.
Well, listen, you know what? Yesterday, if you remember, there was a dude by the name of Ty who called in from Los Angeles, and he was talking about being in flow, right? About now this is what really it's about, Gary. You've got so many things going on, and congratulations on being a winner of our $20,000 giveaway for Halloween. Congratulations on an iPad. I want a new iPad. I have the original iPad. It's like a boat anchor. It's this big, chunky thing. The original one, I think it's from 2010. So I'm going to have to get me one of those. But, it's about being in flow, right? It's about being in flow, right? You're in flow.
It's about doing the thing, like you say. Just and follow the daily action plan. Just follow those steps in the daily action plan and go in and do the training and just being in the flow. Being in the flow, like you said. Being consistent and persistent.
And that's it. And you got all these things hitting right now, right? Now you're using your text messages. You got your email going. And I know that you're very, very consistent. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you were with us last Tuesday night on our resellers training, this is one of the guys that was Traffic Control Board member, right? And Gary, I've mentioned your story a couple times since we met last Tuesday on the webinar, talking about your story of how you were you are going along, baby boomer, making 6 figures, and going, well, this is really no fun, what I'm doing right now, and you couldn't see yourself doing it forever. So, what was it like? Maybe 7 years ago? Did you say 2008 is when you decided to look for Plan B? I talked this morning about Ken Mars, Plan B. We got to do something different. That's your story, right, man?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I was doing very well. I'd been an IT consultant for, years and years and years. I started my own company, actually, back in 1994 when I first moved to Atlanta. And I was just doing IT consulting, and I was pulling down, a very good income. And after just doing that for so long, I just got to the point where I was like, there's got to be more than this. Because I'm just living out of a cube, and of course the Atlanta traffic, it's notorious for being not that great. So driving to work every morning in traffic, coming home late at night in traffic, and it just, it just got into such, I was miserable. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that feel the same way. They feel trapped in their job. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because I'm making a good income. I can't just give it up. What am I going to do? I got to find something to replace my income. And that's when I turned online and, started part-time, still working my consulting job, but putting in a couple hours late at night, into trying to start my home business. And like I've said before, you know, it didn't happen overnight for me. It took me about 18 months to finally get some traction because I had to learn things, you know, just like everybody does. You got to learn certain skills. And finally, after doing that for about 18 months, I finally started making some good money. So, you know, sometimes it happens at different times for people. Some people, they get in right away, and for whatever reason, it takes off for them, and they do very, very well. And other times it might take you 6 months, might take you a year before you get some traction. The thing I will say about Traffic Authority is I think it's much easier now. I really do. Mm-hmm. When I started in 2008, you know, it was a lot harder. So now we have the training, we have the traffic. Like you said, just plug into the traffic and start getting the leads. And we have everything available right there in the back office that we need, the tools, the training, the traffic, to be a success. So just do the thing, like you say, do the thing. And if you do that and be consistent with it every day, day in and day out, you're going to grow your business. Oh, I wanted to say one other thing. Devon is a great guy. In fact, Devon lives not too far from me, so I actually know him. I've met him before, and he is a terrific guy. And we're very, very lucky in this company. That's the other thing. If you notice all the top people here in this company, there's a lot of very good marketers who have joined us here in Traffic Authority, and that kind of indicates, you know, what we have here, because otherwise they wouldn't be here. So we're very, very lucky to have all these people here, and we've got all these terrific resources. We've got the team behind us. I can't wait for the first event. And by the way, if you haven't started setting aside some money for yourself to attend the first event, I would recommend you do so. Don't be caught unaware, because you want to be at the first event, believe me, trust me. So start saving for that, and I can't wait to meet everybody there. I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited.
Hey, Gary, thank you very much for taking the time this morning for coming out here. Traffic Control Board guy. Gary, thank you again. And I'm going to save it for next time you and I talk. I want to talk a little bit more about what you've learned in the Traffic Academy. I know this morning I was mentioning Sabrina. She's taken it to task. You know, she went into the school, she went into the academy, and she started learning a little bit more about, you know, the email marketing, the boot camp. And I know last week you actually mentioned something on the webinar. As a matter of fact, you guys can just go check out that webinar. I think it's still available for you. Though if not, we'll get it up pretty quickly. Again, Gary, thank you very much, my friend. You're awesome. 9190, you're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. This is Earl Teets, the mountain man from Troy, Montana, out of my homeland down here in Washington State, picking up my mom and bringing her home. And,
all right,
you know,
Earl,
this is such a blessing. This Traffic Authority, you have a choice in life.
Wait, I want to let you. Please forgive me for interrupting you, but I'm going to let you guys in on something, okay? The webinar that's going to be coming up on Thursday night, hosted by Devon Brown, you're in it, dude. Okay, you're leading from the front, right? You're in it. You are actually in it. You don't even know this. I'm just going to give you a little secret, okay? Because the mountain man is actually in the webinar. All right, there it is. I got to shut up.
I'm looking forward to that. That's a real treat. You know, you got to look at what you want out of life. And what are you going to do to have something different? We all got the same 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. And, you know, for the younger generation, you want to relate to the millennials, so to speak. You got to look at what that generation is being taught, if that's the generation you want to target market. The baby boomers understand it costs money to run a business. It takes time and effort to make it work. And if you don't put the time and effort, the business don't work. And the younger generation doesn't quite catch on to that yet. So you have to have patience. You have to recognize what the masses are taught when they're taught it. What is the younger generation taught today? Think about what I'm saying. They're taught that if they have a big enough crisis, that somebody will rescue them from that crisis. Outside of entrepreneurship, they play the role of victim to get what they want. And we all have a choice in life. We can choose to be the victim and hope and pray that somebody comes through for us, or we can choose to be the victor. And we can have victory because we got the same 24 hours in a day as the victim does, and we can recognize the fact it's going to cost a little money to start the business. It's going to take a little money every month to operate that business. But if you will do exactly, look at Gary. All he's doing is the daily stuff. Look at you, Joe, the daily stuff. Look at, was her name Sandra, I think? Mm-hmm. Everybody that's making money, everybody that's making things happen. I mean, I'm not making a fortune with Traffic Authority yet, but I'm making progress. And I enjoy every minute of it. But the people that are doing it, They're not playing poor me, I'm a victim. They're playing, hey, guess what? Here's opportunity in front of me. I got the same 24 hours today as anybody else does. What am I going to do today to make it productive? I'm going to follow my daily marketing plan. I'm going to follow up with the people that I'm working with. And if I don't have a big list, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to purchase some traffic. I'm going to let the system work for me. I'm going to jump into that University of Traffic Authority, and I'm going to learn how to generate traffic. And pretty soon I'm going to have 10 people a day to my website because I study my Traffic Authority Academy. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to have traffic coming in my website every day from the traffic that I purchased, so I've still got a list being built while I'm learning as a student. And when you look at what you've got in front of you, you can either let the crisis that life is facing you tear you down, or you can look at how can I work through that crisis. I'm thrilled to see my mom, and I love her to pieces, and it's great to have her right here next to me. I haven't seen her in 3 years, and she's been diagnosed with dementia. We're moving her away from Kennewick all the way to Montana. I'm on the road, and I have every excuse not to be on this radio show. I'm still packing stuff up right now, and I got to have the U-Haul truck back by midnight tonight. It's an interesting challenge, but instead of making up excuses, I'm looking at what can I do, not what can't I do. I'm not playing victim, I'm playing victor. But because during this time that I'm going through, I have the audacity to put in my daily marketing plan to the best of what I can work with instead of cry because I can't do it, there's going to be results. There's going to be things that take place. So as an entrepreneur, you're always going to have objections. Now, what happens if you play the role of victim? If you go to a job and you play the role of victim, you get fired and you lose your job. If you're an entrepreneur and you play the role of victim, you just don't make any money. So you have to ask yourself that question, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a victim of circumstance, or do you want to be a victor of your daily actions? And if you look at what Eric Worre says, are you willing to take 90 days and go out there and set that foundation up for the business that you're building? You're, like Jesus Christ said, you're not going to build a house on the sand because there's no foundation there. But if you want your foundation, you're a full premium member, you're spending a little less than $200 a month to have everything you need to make it. That's your foundation. Now you're going to take your education that you get out of Traffic Academy and apply that. And you know what? When you're applying something new, you get to fail. You get to send out an email. Maybe you typed a link wrong and it didn't work right. Oh, well, that's part of learning. You learn what not to do. Do it right next time. And that's why you have Traffic Academy, so you can trial and error learn. And everybody's got the perfect system to learn from and work with. You just got to ask yourself the question, do you want your own success bad enough to go get it? Because there ain't a damn person on this planet that's going to hand it to you. But if you're willing to roll up your sleeves and go to work and follow the system, it's great. And what's unique about our system, this very call right here. When you look at the book, Think and Grow Rich, and then when you get bored with that one, go to part 2, brain fart, what's it called? Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. And you look at those books, and they talk about establishing that master mindset. You look at the most successful program of Alcoholics Anonymous for taking drunks and helping them to get sober because they're willing to not cry over their issues. They're willing to do something about it and stay sober. So you look at what the history is there. It's a group of like-minded people conversing for the same objective. So you got a mastermind group right here every morning. You got Joe. You've made over $1 million in your life more than once. And you've taken people from $0 to $1 million more than once. What did you do that with? Your daily actions. So we get to mastermind with you and other earners on this call every single week, Monday through Friday, so we can stay associated with success, look at what success is doing, and duplicate those actions. And for that, I'm so grateful to be here, and I just thank you for having me here, Joe. God bless you guys. I just love you all to pieces.
Earl, thank you very much. And you're a good boy. Your mother now, man, she's got a powerful man who's doing the right thing to take care of her. I really, really honor that. And you're one of our great teachers here as well, Earl. You really are. You really are one of the guys who comes out here and you just effortlessly share what you understand to be your truth, and they are universal truths, right? You quote some of the greats, man. You quote everybody from Napoleon Hill to the J-Man, right? I mean, you're one of our leaders. I really, really appreciate you coming out here today, Earl. I really, really do. I know how busy you are moving your mom, and it really is awesome. You just do the thing, and that's what we do here. Thank you very much, Earl. Earl T. You're going to see Earl tomorrow night. He's got a little featured piece in the webinar. You're going to see his face tomorrow. If you've never seen Earl, he'll be there tomorrow. 2550. You're next up. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. It's Ree Sutton, White Lake.
Hey, Ree. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I wanted to call in and give a shout out to Beverly for her videos. I am so proud of her, and she is such an inspiration. And
yes.
The of you who have not seen it, please go in and look at it. There are no excuses, and it's a stone cold fact. We have a better way.
You know, how about it? You're talking about Beverly Looney. Beverly, one of our favorites, right? She's a regular on the radio show. She's 80 years young. Yeah.
So please look at her video. It's great. I'm proud of you, Beverly. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ree. Ree, you know, this is the thing about Ree, right? Ree is one of our leaders here. You guys see her. She's on the videos. You see she's got, you know, very, very significant success coming from, you know, like, don't know much about the Internet, going to have to figure this thing out. She's one of our leaders. But, Ree, the thing I love about you, one of the things is that you're so generous with your time. And, you know, you come out here and you celebrate Beverly. What a cool thing. All right. The last four digits of your phone number are 3456, but you don't have an area code. So I'm thinking you're calling in from somewhere else in the world. 3456. Hello.
This is Frank from beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You mean I didn't have 111?
No, Frank, you're freaking me out, man. You're freaking me out. As a matter of fact, I'm looking. I don't know what you got for technology, but your zip code, your area code is 000. And then, you know, it's just like, this isn't a phone number that but hey, what the heck, man?
I can't believe it. You were freaking me out because I heard the lady say unmuted, and then I heard you call somebody else. I thought, hey, he's going to call Ace any minute now. What?
There's no ones, and you know what I'm learning here? I want to get more efficient. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the next person off mute while I'm muting out the previous person, so we can pick up a few seconds as we move through the morning here. Frank, how are you, my friend? What's going on?
I am blessed and highly favored. And Joe, I got to tell you, when you were talking about the baby boomers, mm-hmm. You had me spellbound. I mean, I was just didn't move. I was just sitting motionless, listening to you. Wow. You've got it. I mean, you've nailed it. What an opportunity to reach out to people. And although I've been remiss and I've not made my video, I am now inspired to make a video and address it to the retired group. I mean, I retired at 64. I'm 67. I guess I'll be 67 this month. Wow. Anyway, yeah, this month's my birthday, 67. So, I'm going to have to make that video and just put it up there, and I'm spellbound. The thing is, I want to say I'm doing the thing every morning, every day. I'm doing the thing. I'm expecting the results. Go ahead.
No, doing the thing, and I said this a couple times on today's radio show. The traffic authority does the thing. Okay, the traffic authority does the thing. Okay, every single day. You know, we do the same things that we are encouraging others to do. That is all that we do. Okay, all that we do is we promote using email, we put on Facebook, we use other social media, and that's all we do. That's all we do. And we have a behemoth on our hands here. We're number one ranked in the entire world, according to MLMrankings.com. And the only thing that we do is the thing. I mean, when you talk about consistency, the team shows up every single day. I'm here every single day, going back to February 2nd. That's the thing. I send email every single day. I never miss a day. Even on Sundays. Sundays, because it's kind of soft. It's kind of not every single Sunday will you see email from Traffic Authority, but 6 days a week, sometimes 2-3 times a day, we send email to the group, and we post on Facebook. I already got 3-4 posts today. That's all we do. That's it, man. We do more of it than anyone, and that's why we get to be number one, because we're like madmen at this, right? That's it, Frank.
I do have a request. I do have a request before you let me go.
Okay.
I was contacted by Jody Sharkey, and and about that little issue that I had, getting underneath the hood with a monkey wrench instead of a screwdriver. And if there's any possible way for her to contact me back again, I would really like to just spend a few minutes on the phone with her, or that whatever expert that you have that can give me a call. I just need a little reassurance of doing the right thing, and then I'm going to let her rip.
Frank, I will do my best. Okay, I know how to get a hold of Jody Sharkey. I'll drop her a note, and I would also suggest that you send in a support ticket, and in the support ticket, in the subject line, put personal and confidential for Jody Sharkey, and I'm sure they'll get that to her. The support desk. I
did one, but I didn't do that, and I don't want to, do a duplicate. So
all
next time, do it when you said.
I'll hit her up. I can hit her up for you, Frank. I'll do that for you. I'll do you a solid, okay?
God bless.
God bless you, Frank. Thank you very much. Frank's checking in this morning. Loving the Frank. Okay, let's keep it moving. 6673, you're next up in the queue.
Good morning, Joe. It's Kim.
Hey, Kim. How are you today?
How are you? From Niagara. Good. I'm from Niagara Falls, Canada.
Love it. I love Niagara Falls. Talk about this. Go ahead.
I just wanted to call in, and I heard you were talking about the Traffic Academy. So a couple things I wanted to say. About the program, the email program that's in there. If you aren't joining Traffic Academy, then you're crazy, because that program in there, I purchased a program, I won't say it's similar to that program, but the purpose I bought it for was for the same reason of what's in there. I paid $1,500 for that. So you're putting top quality stuff in Traffic Academy as a part of it, and that you just keep adding more and more stuff. So I paid like over $1,500 for a standalone program that isn't working with anything else. I have to figure that all out. But you're putting stuff in the Traffic Academy as a part of our monthly membership, and you keep adding to it, and that is top-notch information.
Don't you think? It really is top-notch information. I mean, truth be known, we have built this behemoth that number one in the world is trending. Let's clarify that we're trending up. And the emails that we send are written by that guy, Darren, okay? And there's a reason. There's a cadence to the way he writes, and there's even the fonts and the spacing and everything is thought out. And he teaches you exactly. And that. So hey, it's that he's the man. He really is the man. And we do keep adding value. Right now we're looking. Okay, what will be the next addition we can make that will benefit the group the most as we move into the next phase here? Kim, I appreciate you for coming out here.
Well, you're welcome, and I just wanted to add also that it really is about a business. It's about raising your standards. I've told you I'm a business coach. What I haven't told you is I was actually a coach for Tony Robbins' clients for several years. I worked with one of his clients, so I've had some of the top training in the world. I can tell you that you guys have top stuff here. I wouldn't be here if you didn't have top stuff here. And I'm learning, and even though I have all the learning I've had, you guys are teaching me even more stuff. And it's really about raising your standard. You want to change the quality of your life, you have to raise your standards. You have to raise what that means is raising the expectation of yourself. The Mountain Man talked about making time. You've talked about making time. You just need to make some time. I tell my clients that every single day. I can give all the beautiful and all the best training to my clients, and if they aren't willing to take the time and take that action, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. And not only are you there coaching people every single day on this radio show, people's leadership in their teams are coaching them. It's all over Facebook. There's so many of us that are willing to share gems of information, and there's no other place you're going to get that. I know there isn't, because if there was, I'd be there. So I wanted to thank you guys. You're way up there with your standards, your top quality information, and I just can't wait to see what you're doing with Thursday webinar. I mean, you're always tweaking things for to add value and for conversion. I mean, we don't have to do anything. We have to do the thing. But as far as taking care of all the stuff that goes behind for conversion and having people understand that what they're a part of and what they need to do, you guys are doing all that. That is
Kim,
an absolute gift.
I'm really appreciating hearing what you say, and there's so many people who I want to share this with behind the scenes. You know, I mean, there's a team of people, men and women both. We just heard about Jody Sharkey. She's just like shows up on the radar screen, and now she's like just a ninja in the customer service department, and she's so good. And this morning I was on with Adam Whiting and looking at some of the things that he's going to be presenting tonight. The team behind the scenes is just like really, really excited and working. Really, really working hard to bring the best and the brightest. And I love your language about raising your standards. You know, there's a basic fundamental that I've learned, and it is true. Raise your standards. Who are you spending your time with? What are you plugging into as far as social media? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Who are you hanging around with? You know, there's a simple formula. You can take your 5 best buds, okay, your friends, whoever it is that you're going to spend your time with, that you're going to commiserate with, those 5 individuals. If you were to estimate how much money do they earn for a living, and then add that number up and divide it by 5, that's what you're doing. And sometimes, you know, we have to raise our standards, and we have to, you know, this is why this mastermind is so cool. You know, you hear from people like you, Kim, and we heard from Frank, right? And we hear from Marie Sutton. You go down the list, right? You go down the list. And this is a group of people who know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They've spent time in the trenches. Like listening to you, Kim, I had no idea that you were in the Tony Robbins organization. I know what that is. I know people who are there, and they do extraordinarily well. And it's because of the things they think about. It's the way that they carry themselves. It's what are they putting into their noodle. You know, it's like, you know, it really is the old concept of, you know, hey, man, it's water seeking its own level. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. Kim, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you too. Take care.
Talk to you soon. Let's keep it moving here. Area code 847. Hey, this is Chicago. Whoa, got to mute that one up. Anybody else want to share it with us this morning? We're only an hour into the radio show, and that was the last one. I'll go back to 847. Hello, 847.
Yes, how are you today?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Freddie Jr.
Hey, Freddie, how are you this morning, my friend?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm doing very, very good. Thank you.
Good. I just wanted to, my father made, I think, about 4 or 6 sales already.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made about 2 sales over the weekend while we were sleeping.
Oh,
we were literally sleeping.
Mm-hmm. I can hear your dad. I can hear Southside Fred back there.
Yeah, Southside Fred's right here by me. So, but yeah, we both made our first sales over this past weekend, literally while we were sleeping. I mean, it works. And I was talking to 2 people. I did like a blast of emails, seeing. I asked them how what's your struggle? Why don't you want to buy into it? One person said because they don't have the money right now. And I told them, you could start $20. I'm pretty sure you have $20. Not to waste, but it's a $20 that's a good start and a good investment. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll see you, whatever. She's like one of those guys that probably will never buy. It's just wants to see where things are going. The other gentleman I was talking to, his name was Devin Glover. Hopefully he's listening. I don't know if he's listening or not. But he was like just like the rest of us. He's tired of all the scamming and is it going to work? Is it not going to work? And I assured him, I agree with you. I thought it was this check with authority doesn't sound appealing. I don't know. And it took us a while. I mean, and then we got on, and then look at us now. I mean, it definitely does work, and it's true. And I sent him some Vince Ortega, some of his videos. I sent him some of some of the radio, like previous ones. Okay, I'll look it out, listen to it, and You know, sometimes you don't know if he's just brushing me off, like, okay, whatever, or are they really going to do it? But, you know, I guess like you guys always say, you know, if they want to stay behind the sideline and just watch, okay, that's fine. I mean, there's always that other person that's going to jump in and is going to buy and go in all the way, which is great. And if not, then, you know, that's okay. Then to each his own, I guess.
Hey, man, listen, thank you very much, Freddie Jr., for jumping out here this morning, and you are correct. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. And I love what you're saying, okay? The transparency that is here is second to none, right? Here's Freddie Jr. You guys know, if you're coming to our radio show, you know who Southside Fred is. He's one of my buddies. And here's Freddie Jr. saying he came here, he's like, yeah, we'll see. Kind of like, you know, is it real? Is it for real? Whatever. I've seen these things before. And then Freddie Jr. says, all right, let's just do the thing. And boom shakalaka, there he is. He made his first sales while he was sleeping. And now's the time to get really, really busy, Freddie. Now's the time to really roll, my friend. You know that, though. I know that you know that. So, and shoot a video, okay? I saw your dad. Fred, Southside Fred, thanks for the video. I saw it on the page. Freddie Jr., go tell your story, my friend. On the post on Facebook and tell your story, and that story will help you and help all of us make more sales. 9668, you're next up.
Hey, Joe. Hey, everybody. This is Diamond Dave out here in Tinley Park. Figured I'd check in since everybody's getting ready to run away so quick. I haven't come on in a while. It's been a little busy doing the thing, so figured I'd let other people talk. It's a great feeling to sit here and not hear people having problems anymore. They're finally starting to get the hang of things out there, and no more call. For how long were we bogged down by get response questions and stuff like that? It's good to see, and I want to congratulate everybody for having learned all the stuff they need to do to keep going and getting things on the road and getting successful in this business. The one thing I wanted to address was the people asking questions like, does this thing really work? Does this work? The funny thing about that is, to me, that's like asking the question, while standing underneath the sign that says new video releases, do you know where the new video releases are? You're sitting there, you found us, and you ask us if it works. Do you follow what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah, well, of course it works. This is what I say all the time. And when every once in a while, somebody will send me back an email saying, is this for real? Does this thing really work? I'm like, well, yeah, because you responded, right? I mean,
how do you think I found you? How do you think you got here?
Right.
The same way that I had one of my new team members that said, will this thing really work? I'm like, well, how the heck do you think I found you? We weren't going out and having coffee before we got here. I didn't know you before this happened, and look, we're making phone calls to each other, we're emailing each other, and now I'm guiding you through the system. That, guys, you cannot, and when people ask you that question, I'm sure I'm really curious as to what kind of questions people are getting now, because we are getting word out. We are trending higher than anybody. I mean, that's higher than anybody I've seen in God knows how long, and I've been following those trends for a long time. And the fact of it is, man, is that here's another thing that people ask, about, I'm tired of buying like products. For example, who hasn't been in another network marketing company? You buy the products, and they put it into your head that if you buy from yourself, that's good, but it's more expensive. Yeah, but you're buying it from yourself. Well, the difference here at Traffic Authority is while for example, I'll just use the only thing I can think of right now would be like an Amway product. Or something that has a product base like that, where it's a consumable product that does nothing for your business. It's a consumable product that goes away and you have to buy again. That's great. That's what you want in a business. But Traffic Authority has a consumable product that when you buy it and buy it again, it actually causes you to grow bigger. It grows your business. I mean, how can you get any better than that? You buy traffic to help your business grow. In turn, more people come to you to grow. in which turn you grow again. Unlike buying like your oils or your soaps and stuff like that, you don't buy that soap. It doesn't change anything about your group. It doesn't grow your group. It doesn't do anything. It grows. It gives you a 50-cent commission off a $40 box of soap. So we don't have that problem of other network marketing companies that are selling those type of products. I think the biggest problem we've been seeing out there with people is that they're confused because they've never dealt with what I call virtual products or a electronic product like software. You know, people don't understand that, and some people are having problems grasping that. So my personal education has been, guys, you're thinking of it the wrong way. This is what your product is, you know, and that has really seemed to get people to understand. But guys, there are two Lord, what am I looking for? Two excuses or excuses that people will give you. Will it work? Of course it works. You're sitting here. I don't know you. We didn't know each other before this happened. Of course it works. That's how you got here, and you're going to do the same thing for your team. Are the products good? Are you kidding me? When you buy our products, not only does it help you bring in revenue, but it causes your business to get bigger. The more of your product you buy, the bigger your business gets. You can't beat that in any MLM that I can think of off the top of my head. So, guys, if you're out there plugging away at this thing, just follow your steps every day, and the success will come.
Hey, listen, red alert. I said I would send out a red alert for those of you who are here right now. Here's the red alert, and thank you for that, Dave, in Tinley Park. Red alert. I just received word just now that your top secret meeting, here it is, topsecretmeeting.net /your username, whatever your username, make sure that you put that in. Okay, topsecretmeeting.net /your username has been updated. If you go there right now, okay, topsecretmeeting.net /your username, and you can begin promoting the Thursday night webinar right now. The invitation is topsecretmeeting.net /your username. You'll see there's a new headline, meaning that we're promoting a new idea. Okay, it's not $100,000 in 30 days. It's something else. It's speaking a different story. And if you log in, if you actually opt in yourself, you will see there's something else happening there now. Okay, when people are opting in, they're getting a reminder about the webinar. They're being asked to bookmark the page. Then they're seeing a whole bunch of really cool short testimonials, and it's very, very well done. And here's something else I want to share with you guys. When you take a look at that, you'll notice that we never say traffic authority. It doesn't really, like the testimonials, the overview stuff, it's really, it's just to keep people curious, right? We want people, and this is what I would recommend, let the tools that have been created by this team of really gifted people, these really gifted individuals, they have a strategy. They want people to hear what is the traffic authority from the traffic authority. Otherwise, people make assumptions, right? So you want to make sure that you just keep it lean and use the swipe files we're going to send you today, so you can begin promoting the Thursday webinar today. Begin hammering it today, okay? And so right now, as a matter of fact, Devon Brown is hitting me up right now on Skype, and so is another guy. A week from Thursday, we've got another one of our top 10 leaders who's going to be doing some really, really cool stuff for us in the webinar environment. But there it is, the red alert. You guys heard it first, okay? Heard it first. I told you earlier in the radio show we were making some adjustments. Here's that red alert, topsecretmeeting.net /your username is right now ready for you to start promoting. Now, for those of you guys who love the Vincent Ortega stuff, we have that. It is still available, and we're going to be promoting it. We'll talk about it tonight, so you can continue. If that Vincent Ortega piece is really working for you and that is converting for you, well, we still have it for you, okay? It's parked on another set of URLs, and we're going to talk about that this evening. So, but there it is. I got it out of my system. Now you guys know what's really going on. I'm excited. So much stuff is happening here. Now, where was I in the queue here? I can see that my man hung up. Oh, there you are. There you are, Dave. Okay, so let's move forward 2301. You are next up in the queue. Good morning.
Hey, it's Becky in Colorado.
Hey, Becky, how are you today?
Oh, good. My dog said, it's time to go outside and listen to Traffic Authority. They were trying to get me to go outside. So we've been out in the yard for an hour raking leaves and stuff.
I'm a dogger. I am such a dogger. At one time in my life, I actually had, living with me in my house, 11 dogs and a cat.
Oh, my.
I know. It was crazy.
I know a veterinarian like that. Because any dog that was brought to him to be put down, he just brought it home.
Yeah, well, these
dogs, door, little dogs, big dogs, all over the place.
This was actually a family of dogs, right? I had this girlfriend, and she had this Maltese, and we named it Mr. Smith, and he was lonely, so I went and got a female, and I named her Miss Lily, and before you know it, it was like rabbits. Had all these puppies, and my girlfriend couldn't let go with them, so it's like, okay, this may sound crazy. Kept them all. And it was interesting to see how that family evolved. I mean, we kept them through the whole way, all the way through, right? And there was like infighting, and then one of them passed away, and then the other guy who was hiding under the couch suddenly became the alpha. It was like really, really a cool study. But yeah, I'm a dogger, Becky. So I saw your video, I saw your image of the dogs. I love it. I absolutely love it. How's it going for you today?
Oh, well, speaking of the Tony Robbins thing, I'm also one of those baby boomers. Mm-hmm. With the people say, why don't you just take Social Security? I'm thinking, yeah, right. But anyway, back in the early 90s, I was going through a divorce, and I got into Mary Kay, and we went to see Tony Robbins, or he came to one of our big Mary Kay meetings, and I was sitting like 2 rows back. And when the thing was over, he would, because I was kind of standing around talking to people, and I heard him mention, well, I don't know how I'm going to get to the airport. And I said, well, I walked up and said, I can take you to the airport. I go there all the time, because my dad was a pilot, so I could get to the airport blindfolded. So he said, okay. So I had my 80-something Saab 900 with the big hatch you open up, and you can put a whole couch in there, right? Mm-hmm. So I helped him load all his books up into the back of the car and took him to the airport. And when we got there, he gave me one of his books and he signed it. And I read that book. That book took me out of like a huge depression I was in at the time. It was Unlimited Power.
Unlimited Power.
And I think that book got left at my mom's house, and then she moved. Hopefully it made it to her new place. Then the second book was Awaken the Giant Within. Mm-hmm. But that Unlimited Power book, it went from when he was so broke he was having to wash his dishes in a bathtub and, mm-hmm. All kinds of stuff to, him ending up flying around in a jet helicopter to get from meeting to meeting.
What a cool
really
story.
Book. It kind of pulled me out of my depression, and so that's my thing on the Tony Robbins deal.
That's amazing. That is really, really cool. I hope you get back that book that has his autograph in there. I remember Unleash the Power Within. When I first got it, it was on cassettes. Remember audio cassettes? Remember like a Walkman you would put the cassette in? Yeah. Yeah, that's really, really cool, Becky.
Amway, so there was those Amway cassettes all over the house. But anyway, it was, I enjoyed coming out here and listening to the Mountain Man and everybody every day. So I just drop what I'm doing, and me and the dogs go outside and turn on the radio show. And I guess that's all I got.
That's plenty, Becky. I love that story. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Okay, Becky actually gave Tony Robbins a ride to the airport. I love it. What an interesting story. And it's kind of obvious, Becky, that you're having results, and you're plugged in, and you had a great teacher in Tony Robbins. He taught us all, man. 6523. You're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. It's Monica in Portland, live in Portland.
Monica, live in Portland. How are you today?
I am good. I was out taking my walk, and I'm listening to Traffic Authority. And I got to tell you, I am just really amazed and feeling blessed that there's so many pros, so many people who are very successful who are plugging in and saying that they're even learning from the Traffic Authority, the Academy, and this is just an invaluable platform to be hearing from others. And Frank had mentioned something yesterday about his daily routine, and I was driving, so I couldn't write it down. And I guess, is there a way that I can hear that again yesterday, or maybe I could get in touch with Frank to find out what he was also doing?
Okay, what we'll do is, I don't see Frank in the queue here right now. I don't see him. He's busy doing stuff. But, all these shows are archived, okay? So you can always go back to the radioleverage.com, and every single radio show that we have ever done going back to February 2nd is there. Every single one is there.
Great.
And you can go back and listen. But you know what? I'll make a note, because Frank shows up every single day, Monica, live in Portland. And I'll make a mental note to myself that when Frank gets out here tomorrow, I'm going to remind him, if he's not listening right now, that Monica live in Portland loves his stuff. And something you said, and it really stuck with me, and it's kind of like, you can't see the forest for the trees sometimes, right? That whole concept. The fact that you mentioned that there are so many, like, seasoned, kind of know what they're doing professionals, right? I mean, wasn't it amazing today? We heard from Kim in Niagara Falls, talking about the money that she has spent, $1,500 on standalone products. And, we hear from people every single day. We're hearing from Devon on Thursday night. We hear from people all the time. And thank you for pointing it out. That kind of, we heard Gary Chappelle today, right? Guy's been doing it since 2008. And suddenly he's here because there's something new to learn. It really is cool. Success does leave clues. Monica, thank you very much for coming out here today.
Thank you, and have a good day.
Will do. Really appreciate you. And I'm pretty sure that this individual from 6848, I'm pretty sure that this is Will from Glendale. You called in yesterday. Will, is that you?
Yeah. Hey, Joe. You definitely got me. Yeah, Will Smith from Glendale, Arizona. I didn't tell you my last name yesterday.
Well, you know what? You're one of the guys out right now. We just heard from Monica live in Portland. That's her handle. And she talked about the fact that there are so many professionals, people who have experience in this space, showing up here and talking about that, there's still more stuff to learn. You're one of those guys, dude. I was going to mention you, but then I saw that you were next up in the queue.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, there's always something to learn. There's so many different facets of internet marketing, and I think that sort of goes in with what Diamond Dave was saying, in the sense of, people are asking. That really resonated with me, because being on the phones, I'm a phone guy, and one of the first things I wanted to do when I started investigating this program, and I sent in my $47, and I got my websites going and so forth, and started going through the training program, is I said, okay, I got to get some leads, and I got to call somebody. But the thing is what I realized is that, talking with folks who wanted to get into a business, sometimes some people don't want to be on the phone. Right, and you have the Traffic Authority has a system set up where it literally, I mean, it's probably the best. And again, I don't want to sound too hypey and repeat this over and over again, but it really is a plug-in system that you can. There's other things that you can do and so forth in the social media, and you guys are teaching us that. But the thing is when we were calling folks to get involved in a business, some people on the other end that were interested in business, they're saying in their mind, I don't want to do that. I don't want to call people up. And so what Diamond Dave was saying is, hey, listen, does the system work? Yes. It works if, I just started my traffic up. I'm yet to see something happen, but it just started up today. I can't wait for it to happen. But that goes back to with what you were saying as well. I'm jumping all over the board here today. Can you tell I had half a pot of coffee already? but anyways, the thing is, you have to use the product, and I was saying I'm a phone guy. I wanted to talk and call some folks, but you know what? I said, okay, hold on. Let me buy some traffic. Let me buy some traffic from my company. And then let me see what the results are. And you already have results. So those people have the folks that are part of Traffic Authority already, you guys must be stoked and excited. You have so much excitement to talk to somebody about when you do what you whether once they get into your autoresponder, you're broadcasting out messages and so forth. So powerful because it's working for you, and you can say that to your new people that come on board and follow you with conviction that, wow, this thing does really work, and that's what Diamond Dave was saying is that, hey, yeah, of course it works, and that's all you have to say. It's like, are you in or out, and come and, come take a look at the back office, look at all the training and so forth. So, again, I'm still in that early phase. Joe, as you can tell, of just you have such a great program. You have everything covered as much, and it's not like, hey, it's not a magic business that you have to do some work, right? We all have to. Mm-hmm. You got to do your guys' catchphrases, do the thing, and there's work to be done. But what a great system, and that's basically what I had that resonated with me today. And the other fact is, and I haven't gone through all this training yet, and I haven't heard this yet, but do you realize that, it may take a little while to get going, but it is an investment in yourself. And this list building, if I can, let me tell you a mistake I made early on in my marketing career. I knew we always heard the money is in the list. Well, I was building a list through AWeber, and I got mad at AWeber, and they shut me down, and I didn't have a backup of my list. And, I only had about 1,000 people on there. But that 1,000 people brought me in a lot of money. And it was an investment. It didn't happen over the night. But that list was an asset, and that's what you have another side of things that I haven't heard anybody talk about yet, is that this list that you're building, that you're investing in, this traffic, the people that are attracted to your page, that sign up for your autoresponder, your message, and are getting to know you through your videos and so forth, these are your people who are an asset as well. Not that you want to look at them as a dollar sign, but hey, listen, we're in here for a reason. So with that being said, it's one thing to keep in mind, and there's all kinds of things you can do with that list down the road as well. So that's all I got for today, and got diarrhea of the mouth here sometimes. But
it's okay. It's okay. Well, no problem. I love hearing from you. I really, really do. And there's a saying, and I've known about this, and I'm now actually seeing it for real, that your list is worth about $1 a name, and I have found that to be true. I mean, if you take a look at like Vincent Ortega Jr., if you go back to the very beginning, he comes out on one of our webinars and he says, I asked him the question about that, and he says, yeah, it's true. And it just so happens that he said he had like 175,000 names on a list that he had built over the last 7 years, and there was the number. He had made like $175,000 over a 30-day period or whatever it was, a 60-day period when we first got started here. And I asked him about that. It's in the dollar. Is that? He's like, yeah, that's like a rule of thumb, but it takes time. You have to build the list. Then you have to cultivate the list. And then everyone takes a turn in the buying zone, right? It's kind of like a target zone, So you got, not everybody buys everything all the time. And this is something we learned in the email boot camp. This is something that Darren teaches in the email boot camp. He says that if you have 100 names on your list, 80% will never buy anything from you. Be ready. And also that 80% will wear you out. Question after question. Maybe they're going to join, then they can't join, then they join, and then 24 hours later they want their money back, and then they come back a month later and they have another question. I don't know what's going on, but then there's 15% of your list. And this is what Darren teaches. He said that's the sweet zone right there. That's the target, 15%. He goes, and that will be 75% of the money you will ever make using email marketing to generate profit. He goes, and it's like the girl you marry is what he said. You have to cultivate these relationships, and you communicate with this list, and you stay current with this list, and before you know it, this is a very, very hot list for you. He said, then there's another 5%, and that's kind of like me. I probably fall into that 5%. Whereas if you can catch my attention right now, you got a buyer. Okay, I'm not a tire kicker, right? If I see something that I like, my credit card is ready to roll. But I'm only giving you
take action.
Yeah, but I'm only
like that too. Well, they say that people who in marketing and sales folks are the easiest people to sell if you get their attention, right?
if you get the attention, right? If you grab me, and this is where getting a good list and a good, honestly, dude, I love the traffic authority stuff, because the people who design this stuff, and these webinars cost thousands and these sales funnels. I'm sorry, the sales funnels cost thousands of dollars. Okay, the one that's running right now, the Vincent Ortega funnel that the premium users are getting, that's a $10,000 project, man. And so that thing will capture the attention. That thing converts like crazy. So I'm like that 5%. If you get my attention, I am all in, but I'm only giving you a few seconds. I'm so impatient. Right. I'm like a gnat, right? I've got the patience of a housefly when it comes to watching stuff on the internet. But if you get me, you got me, man. And that's the rule, right? That's what's going on.
No
hey,
doubt.
Listen, Will, I appreciate you coming out here, man. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Great. Have a great day. Bye now.
You do. All right, let's move it along. We have somebody calling in. It looks like on Skype.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm great.
Yes,
Rebecca, how are you? It's Rebecca. What's going on?
It is Rebecca. It's Rebecca from England, from Wiltshire, near Stonehenge. I am very happy that you're talking about Tony Robbins. I love me some Tony Robbins. He has 2.68 million followers on Twitter, and he only follows 978 people, and I'm one of them.
Really? Congratulations. Wow, that's awesome.
He's cool. This is for about the last 6 years, because I was in a Twitter influence contest, and I was beating like all the celebrities and all of their marketing people, and he noticed it. And he started following me when he was only following about 200 people. And he carried on following me. Every now and then he retweets me, and I get loads of followers. But yeah, he said he only follows people he thinks he can learn from. So I'm like deeply touched by that. But yeah, he's a legend. I mean, he really is amazing. I'm learning some stuff from him at the moment. Actually, he's like the gift that keeps on giving. And I was fortunate enough to interview his son as well. He's amazing too.
It was Kim from Niagara Falls who mentioned him. I didn't know that Kim in Niagara Falls actually had worked in the Tony Robbins organization for some time. That was awesome.
She's a coaching client. She's a coaching client of mine, and she's in my team. She rocks. She's amazing.
See? It is amazing.
Yeah,
the Tony, that's a great reference. So how are you doing today? What's going on? What are you thinking about?
I am doing really well. I was coaching somebody, so I missed a lot of this, but I came in for the bit where Kim was saying her bit, and I just wanted to kind of show up, because you said there weren't so many people, and I thought, well, I've got to change that, right?
Yes.
But there's something that's coming up, that's been coming up over and over again. So if you covered it in this call, I apologize, I didn't hear the beginning bit. But one of the things that people keep saying to me is, I've got the leads and I've got people messaging me, but how do I close? Like, that is a thing. And I just had a couple of tips on closing that might be helpful, if that's okay. Okay, yeah. So one of the things I've noticed is, because I ask people, okay, well, what replies are you getting? And they tell me the replies, like as if they're nothing. And sometimes these replies, this is somebody who's, like, you don't have to sell them. They already bought. All you need to do is give them the link, and they're trying to kind of sell them. And once you get to that point, you're just buying the thing back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do that. And so it's a really simple thing. Just for anybody on here who's getting people emailing them from their list, from their traffic authority leads, emailing them and saying, this makes sense to me. I can see how it can help me. What do I need to do next? Don't then pitch them, because they don't need pitching at that point. All they need is what they just asked for. So just say, oh yeah, it's really simple to get started. Here's the link, and give them the link to the checkout page. They're asking you where the till is. They're asking where they can put their money in. So I've seen this a lot with people who are getting the leads coming through, and they just literally want to make a human contact before they get in. But they're right there, ready to get in. They just want to make a human contact. So it's just to kind of encourage people to have the posture of a leader, that you know when to stop selling. That if somebody is ready to get in, you just say, oh yeah, sure, here's the link.
And that's people have a tendency, right? And what do you think it is? Is it insecurity that somebody has a tendency to oversell the close, right? When somebody, you you just do the thing and get out of the way and let the system. I remember last week I was talking to Freddie Jr. If you were here earlier today, we had Freddie Jr., Southside Freddie from Chicago. And Freddie Jr. talked about the fact that he was skeptical at the first, and now all of a sudden he's just doing the thing, and he made a couple sales, his first sales while he was sleeping. And I remember a couple weeks ago, Freddie Jr. came out, and he started asking me about going door to door. He says, I want to go door to door, and I want to sell traffic authority to these business owners and pizza shop guys and dry cleaners. And I was like, dude, no, let the system just use this tool. Don't do anything other than we're going to show you what to do. And so as soon as he did that, boom, he's got a couple sales while he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And there's the lesson, right?
There you go.
People.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing. When people start making sales when they sleep, that's the point that they get out of the way. Because do you know what it is? What it is, Joe, I think, is a couple of things. First of all, people don't that they can rely on the tools. And so I tell people, don't be a tool, like use tools. Like know that the tools convert, because otherwise they wouldn't, you guys understand traffic. You wouldn't be giving us tools that don't convert. So have the faith to go, hey, guess what? If I send someone through this funnel, if they're convertible, it's probably going to convert them at this stage. So I'll just send them through. So use the tools, and also kind of just know that you've got the authority to send someone to a checkout page. If someone's already on your list, you don't have to send them through another opt-in form. If they contact you and say, I'm interested, they've been through the opt-in form, they don't have to go through it again. So you can kind of go into the back office, find the link for, if it seems like they'd still need a bit more, not convincing, but a bit more sort of a few more questions answered. Instead of thinking you have to answer all the questions getting in a state, send them to the sales page. That'll answer the questions. If they've already had their questions answered, they just need to touch a human being, get in touch with a human being before they buy, send them to the checkout page. So your job is kind of, if you think of it less in terms of closing and more in terms of filtering, the fear goes away. So part of it is people don't have the confidence to rely on tools, and you can. And the other thing is people think that it's about them, and it very rarely is. Generally speaking, people are looking for a solution, and you're the person who's guiding them to that solution. So you, who you are as a person, everybody's important, right? But in terms of the sales process, you're only important. You're only a bit important. You're not like everything. And people think, oh no, it's all about me. It's all about my ability to close sales. What if I haven't? Well, actually, no, it's not. There's actually three things. There's three things that people are asking themselves when you speak to them. So once you get them on the phone, if you prospect, if you actually speak to them on the phone or on Skype, there's only really three things that are going through their mind. They're asking, do I trust you, this person speaking to me? Do I trust the product? Do I trust the company? And you can even make this easy for yourself by just kind of grading them out of 10 on each of these. So if you just write me, product, company, and then after me, if you put in brackets, it's not personal. So you remember, like if they don't like you, it's not personal. Or if they don't trust you, it's not you. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just the way that you look at it. And you're speaking to them, and they'll tell you. They will tell you this stuff. They will feed back to you. Well, I've looked at the product. It looks great, but my experience with companies of this kind, like there isn't one, but my experience with companies of this kind is that they're all scammers, blah 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 blah. And then you're like, okay, they're at 8 out of 10 on the product. They can see how that will work for them, but they're only at 2 out of 10 on the company because they don't know about the company yet. And then they're saying, but I really appreciate your opinion on this. What do you think? Okay, well, they're at the moment about 5 or 6 out of 10 on me. So they trust me enough to ask my permission or to ask my advice, but I need to give them a bit more about me, about why they should trust me. So the people I know or why I don't matter, just get myself out of the way so that they get to kind of 10 on all of these or as close as possible before I send them to the page. And this is not my stuff. This is stuff I learned from, I coached with the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, on this stuff, and this is good stuff, and it works really well. But it just helps you to kind of take yourself out of the equation a little bit and just look at it and say, okay, this is to do with their resonance with me and their trusting of me, and it's not necessarily to do with me as a person. It could be to do with maybe they had a bad upline, maybe they had a bad experience. This is their program they're running in their mind, and my job is just to filter out this stuff. When I talk to them, just to filter this stuff out. And that's just if you're actually speaking to them. Prior to that, you get to filter them just by using tools. You know, the leads come in, that's a filter. Like some people are going to opt in, some aren't. When they opt in, you know, they're interested to a degree, so they come in. You've got the leads, and then you're sending emails to them. And again, some will opt out. Some will unsubscribe, and so they've got out of the system. You don't have to worry about them anymore. And it's gradually filtering, and you can look by who's opening my emails. Okay, these guys open my emails all the time. These are warm prospects. You know, what if I speak to these people? These are people who are probably going to be likely to want to take action soon. And just filtering. You think of it as you're just somebody who's filtering and helping people to make a decision by pointing them to tools that will help them. It takes away a lot of the pressure, and just have the posture to know that it's okay for you to build a business full of people you actually want to work with. If someone's abusive to you or whatever, you don't have to do business with them. You don't have to feel nervous about any of this stuff. You just show up with posture, and you answer the questions that they need answered that tell them they can trust you, they can trust the product, and they can trust the company. And the trusting of the product and the company is right there in the marketing funnels. Those things are already covered. And in terms of trusting you, you just talk to them about, if you don't have a kind of a track record that you can talk about, then just talk about other people. Talk about results other people have got. Talk about the fact that there's a community. Talk about the fact that you can connect them with that community. That's all they want to know. Can you connect me with solutions? Can I trust you to guide me in the right direction? And you just say, yeah, you can. You just give them that information through your posture, through knowing that you're a leader, through knowing that you're going in the right direction, that you've made the right decision, that you showed up, you're doing the thing, and that if they show up and they do the thing, they can get results too. That's all you need to do. It's no more complicated than that.
Rebecca, thank you very much for coming out here today, and it's reminding me of what I have mentioned this morning. And over the past, we've talked about this guy, Eric Worre, and in his book, Go Pro, you know, he talks about that it really doesn't matter what you can do. It's whether or not it's duplicatable or people can replicate the success that the top leaders have. And that's really what this is about. You know, we talk about doing the thing, pointing people in a direction like a tour guide, and all the information is there. And people will make their own decisions based on a couple of things that we're aware of, right? Consistency of messaging and ease of operation and top shelf training, class act. And so, yeah, you are so right on when it comes to how do I close. People are closing themselves, period, end of story. Yeah. And we make sure that we are going to get better and better and better at refining that system. Rebecca, you're awesome. You really are.
You are awesome too. Thank you so much for everything you do.
You're very, very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Rebecca Bardas. She's like one of our top contributors. She comes on the radio show all the time. You find her on Facebook. She's a winner of in all areas, truly a winner. And Rebecca also is coaching up the entire community here, right? I was thinking about this the other day. We were thinking, you know, Rebecca has a team of individuals who are dominating, quite frankly. In the Halloween giveaway contest, there were drawings every single week. In each of those weeks, we gave away 5 prizes. And so there was 5 times 2 weeks is 10 prizes. And of those 10 prizes, 4 of them, 40%, were scarfed up by Rebecca and her team. And it's because of the way she approaches the business, and it's the way she's coaching people up. And we are privileged to have her here because she's coaching everybody who's willing to take the time to show up here is getting personal coaching from one of the best in the world, Rebecca, one of the handful of people that Tony Robbins follows on Twitter. Hey, listen, I want to thank you guys. Rebecca will have the last word here this morning. It's been a great morning. I want to thank you again for showing up here today. I want to thank everyone who jumped out. Rebecca, of course, Will Smith calling in from Glendale, Monica live in Portland, Becky in Colorado, Diamond Dave in Tinley Park, Freddie Jr. making his first sales while he was sleeping, Kim in Niagara Falls. She's the one who brought up the name Tony Robbins today. Thank you, Kim. And I want to thank Frank from beautiful Myrtle Beach. Frank was edifying. Jody Sharkey, one of our top-notch customer service people who are handling all the issues. Ree Sutton coming out to celebrate Beverly's success and Beverly's video. I want to thank you, Gary, who came out talking about Devon, number 7 in the world. Devon's going to be our guy who's going to be hosting the webinar on Thursday night. Earl, the Mountain Man, and Holly. Thank you very much for jumping out here. I want to thank everybody in the world who listened to us today. Now, I said, Red Alert. It's up. It's live. topsecretmeeting.net/your username is the invitation for the Thursday webinar. Go there, register yourselves, and you'll see some progress, right? You'll see a different headline. You'll see some different things in the registration page. And when you register, you'll see a new piece that the whole world is seeing that reminds people that the webinar's coming on Thursday. There's some testimonials, really cool stuff. And last but not least, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, trafficweblive.net is the registration page for the reseller training. Adam Whiting, the Chief Marketing Officer, will be there this evening. He's going to rock our world, showing us some really cool things that are right now coming for each and every one of us to just have a better time, better experience, make more money with more ease. That's what it's all about. Again, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern at Radio Leverage. Until then, you guys, let's go play in some traffic, and always look both ways before crossing.